What's up? Today we got Bleach, Season 1, Episode 1, The Day I Became a Soul Reaper. So, yeah. Reviewing every episode of Bleach in up to 1,000 Year Blood War. Yeah. Just decided to do it. And, yeah. Just decided to do it. It just doesn't, this will only be a probably Tuesday thing. Yeah. Good luck, Charlie, on Saturdays, and probably you at some point. I'm currently doing Go Like Charlie, so that'll probably be at some point. But yeah, Tuesdays is Bleach night. And yeah, because I have nothing better to do. So Tuesday is Bleach night. So yeah. This episode starts off in a barren location filled with white sands and craggly spires of blue rock. The shadows grow long over the desert, and two blobs of darkness rise up into the shadow of the air, bursting out of the cloud and into the night sky over Katakura town. The two blobs reveal themselves as visible monsters that land on a riverbank, running beneath a bridge below, bursting out in the night sky over Katakura town. That land on the riverbank beneath a bridge below. A hell butterfly flies around the full moon while a woman stands on top of a telephone pole. Knowing that she senses powerful spiritual pressure, the woman jumps into another telephone pole before leaping into the town below. Cut to title card. The following evening, at sunrise, a young man named Ichigo Kurosaki stands in front of 5 skateboarding teenagers. One of them is lying on the ground while belligerent Toshibro confronts Ichigo over knocking down Yamaburo, who lies unconscious nearby, and telling him to get out of his way. When Ichigo says no, when Ichigo says yeah right, Toshibro demands he say something and angrily moves towards punching him in the face. Ichigo just kicks him straight in the face, and Ichigo, after knocking all the skateboarders and watching horror, driving Toshibro's head through the concrete road, Ichigo says, "Question 1: Who knocked over the? Why is that vase walking over? Why is that vase knocked over? Vase of flowers on the sidewalk knocked over. Meat Bro tells Ichigo that it's a vase of flowers set for a kid who died in the location a couple days ago, which leads Ichigo to kick Meat Bro in the face, as well as confirming they're correct. Ichigo asks the two skateboarders why the vase is on the other side, and when they reveal they knocked it over while skateboarding, Ichigo then kicks their butts too. Wow. First episode, and Ichigo is already proving to be the best character. To being a badass bro. Yeah, he complained they'll make sure people will put flowers for the soul, and if they ever do it again, he'll basically make them be playing their own funerals, and they leave, and we never see them again in the series again. The skateboarders apologize and run away. Probably Ichigo knows that they'll likely never return if he made them that afraid. When Ichigo turns around and promises to bring fresh flowers tomorrow to the dead girl. In the manga, the dead girl has a bloody eye, but because this is a kid show, of course they're not going to show that. And that the flower has been set up for the peers and thanks him for getting rid of the skateboarders. So now she can rest in peace. After putting the vase of flowers back up, each girl has the girl she's welcome and that she can cross over soon before walking away when the girl fades away from view. When he walks home, Ichigo Ichigo basically tells us his life. He's a 15-year-old, and in 10th, and basically that means he's a high school student. His family runs a clinic, and he's been able to see ghosts for as long as he can remember. He walks through the front door when Ichigo says he's home. He'll only be kicked in the face by his dad, Ishin, who reprimands him for being late despite knowing dinner is at 7 o'clock. Prompting Ichigo to ask if this is how he treats his own son, treats someone who's been helped to spirit pass over. Yeah, literally. Wait, Ishin's like, bro, what are you doing? You're just rubbing in my face that you can see spirits and I can't. Ishin proclaims, yeah, everyone deserves. Yeah. Only for Ichigo to remind his father that he's not asking to be born like this. Yuzu tells her brother and father stop, but because their dinner is getting cold. But Cutting, the best character in this episode, tells her to leave them alone before nonchalantly asking for more rights, prompting Yuzu to say, yeah, Karin, that's not funny. Also, since I'm doing watching the dub version of this episode, I'm going to refer to characters by their dub name. Ichigo is voiced by my former Power Ranger Johnny Mbot, and Karin is voiced by Sakura from Naruto. And Ishin is voiced by Patrick Zates. I'll totally kicking Ishin into the wall. Ichigo begins angrily to complain about a strict curfew of 7 o'clock. Despite being a healthy young man, but is interrupted when Cutting points out that a new spirit begins to follow him. Upon seeing a dyspeptic soul behind him, a shocked Ichigo wonders how he got there and tries to swipe the spirit away, while bemoaning that he never fully got rid of spirits no matter how he tries to get rid of them. After thanking Yuzu for the dinner, Cutting expressed sympathy for Ichigo being able to be so popular with spirits. But Yuzu that she can only jealous because she can only sense them. Karin complains that she does not believe in ghosts. Yuzu points out that Karin can see them as well, and their father's the only one who cannot interact with ghosts at all. But Karin clarifies that ghosts do not exist to her, rather regardless as she cannot believe in them, leaving the Yuzu and the soul calling her cold. Calling down, Ichigo tries to get to dinner, but Ishin slides into his feet to trip him before putting him to unlock, only for Ichigo to angrily push him away before they punch each other in the face, which leads Ishin to fall on the floor as Ichigo stays standing. Irritated by this, Ichigo decides to go to bed because, yeah, who would want to deal with who would want to eat dinner with dad who just annoyed you? And leaves. Well, Karin blames Ishin for this. Ishin asks why, and Ichigo lies in his bed. Yuzu states that he's having a tough time now, prompting Karin to note that Ichigo mentioned seeing more spirits than ever as of late. When shocked, Ishin wonders why Ichigo never tells him about this, and Karin says, for one, you're a 4-year-old man, but you're a 4-year-old man, and no one would ever want to confide in him. Leaving a tearful Ishin to ask about the memorable portrait of his wife Masaki, what he should do about his children being so cold to him. Seeing this, Karin tells him that maybe he should basically he should start by getting rid of the poster. The next day, this scene is only an anime exclusive scene. This scene right here did not happen out in the manga. The previous scene did. Ed just cut to Ichigo in his bed when the Soul Reaper shows up. But here, we have to establish. And also, weirdly, in the manga, Ishin is in the house when the Soul Reaper shows up. But in the anime, they have to make a reason for him not being there by saying, oh, he has a meeting. So, yeah. I don't know why the anime staff decided to change it. So Next day, a reporter on TV relays the news that the ground shook and many buildings that were damaged 1 block away from the main street outside Carcross Station at 7:30 this morning. As Cutting usually eat breakfast in the dining room, Ichigo enters the room and greets them before asking where Ishin is. Perhaps Cutting to reveal that he has a meeting and will not be home that night. But he is in the manga. Taking a piece of toast, Ichigo from the toaster, Ichigo acknowledged that before looking at television, well, the report states that the investigator determined what happened. When Yuzu asked what's wrong, Ichigo noticed that the accident took place near their house. Shortly after Ichigo walks by the site of that incident with fresh flowers in the bag. Arrives at the street of the dead girl's memorial site, where he calls out for her. However, upon hearing a scream and a strange roar from afar, a startled Ichigo begins running towards the scene. House residents say a woman wonders what sound was before screaming when another explosion occurs nearby, and giant claw marks are dug into the side of the building. As swinging feet, Ichigo runs past them, and upon engulfed in the smoke, Ichigo sees a large monster standing in the midst of the destruction. To his confusion, suddenly the dead girl he met runs towards him while calling out, leading Ichigo to tell her to run. While they begin fleeing together with a dead girl, asks Ichigo where he is, promising to admit that he does not know. Before tripping and falling on the ground, Ichigo runs back to help her up. The monster catches up and moves to attack. Suddenly, while Ichigo sees a hell butterfly flying in front of his face, the woman from the opening appears in front of the monster and sheathes her sword and before slashing the monster in the mouth. With blood spurting from the wound, the woman lands on the ground before leaping towards the monster once more, cutting it down to its entire body. From its head down, causing it to disintegrate and disappear. The woman lands before him and before Ichigo and the dead girl while sheathing her sword. A stunned Ichigo tries to get her attention only for the woman to briefly look at him before walking away. As civilians begin to return to the scene and wondering what happened, Ichigo sees that dead girl has disappeared and looks ahead in shock. Soon after, sirens fill the air while the emergency services arrive at the scene of the accident. That night, Ichigo lies and notes to himself that he cannot figure out what happened earlier today. Upon seeing another hell butterfly in front of him, a shocked Ichigo watches while the woman from earlier steps to his room on top of his desk. He of course asks who this woman is and why is she in his room, but the woman grips her sword, and Ichigo asks what's up with the trespassing and what does she want. Stepping down to the floor, the woman notes that it's closed. Only to return when Ichigo angrily kicks her in the back, demanding what she's talking about. For a burglar, she's not a very good one. As she lies on the floor, the woman, stunned, asks Ichigo if he can see her and notes if he can just kick her. How can he see her? Wondering what the woman, of course, is talking about, Ichigo confirms that he can see her. While the woman gets to her feet and realizes Ichigo was the one who was present when she defeated the monster earlier. As she grasps his chin and moves side to side, the woman notes that people cannot usually see her, prompting Ichigo to tell her to stop talking nonsense before attempting to kick her again. However, the woman effortlessly dodges his kick and leaps off his bag before pushing Ichigo to the ground with the foot on his head. While Ichigo expresses Ichigo's angry about this, the woman slowly informs him that she's a soul reaper. Meanwhile, the dead girl runs down the street while thunderous footsteps echo behind her. Wondering what's coming from, the two telephone lines are torn apart, revealing that a large monster was a surge of electricity. Seeing this, the dead girl continues to run away while a large footstep. in the background behind her. Back at the Kurisaka Cairn, Ichigo and the Soul Reaper recounts the Soul Reaper's explanation. She's a Soul Reaper, sent from the Soul Society, exercise demons like the one who attacked the dead girl earlier. While the Soul Reaper nods along, Ichigo confirms how can they believe this by flipping a table? Demanding know how could you even believe such a thing. Watching it, the Soul Reaper is surprised if he really does not believe in Soul Reaper, despite him not being able to see ghosts, which he confirms, elaborating that he's never seen a Soul Reaper before and does not believe in what he cannot see. When the Soul Reaper points out that he's seeing her right now, Ichigo admits that she's clearly not a human before telling her to play Soul Reaper somewhere else and calling her a brat. And grabs her by the head. Anchored by this, the Soul Reaper uses Bakudo number 1, Sai, causing Ichigo to hands to be bound together. Behind his back. Well, he falls forward and surprised to demand to know what the Soul Reaper did to him. Demanding to know over them, taunting Ichigo over his inability to move, the Soul Reaper explains that this is Kido, a high-level spell that only Soul Reapers can use. Reveals that she's lived 10 times longer than his lifetime, despite her appearance before calling him not to be that she would kill him if it was not a part of her order. So he should be grateful. So the little brat should be grateful. Well, an angry Ichigo basically tells her he's shocked when the Soul Reaper pulls out her sword and brings it down, only for it to press it on the end of the hilt against the forehead of the glasses-wearing soul that had been hanging around him. The soul begs her not to send him to the underworld, but the Soul Reaper's like, no, I'm not sending you to the underworld. I'm sending you to a place called the Soul Society. Once the Soul Reaper removes her hilt, on his forehead, leaving a shiny emblem, and the soul clasps his hands and smiles as he sinks into the floor in a pool of blue light. While the light fades, a house butterfly flies away from the center. A confused Ichigo asks the Soul Reaper what happened to the soul, prompting her to reiterate that she sent him to the Soul Society, which in human language means passing over. And decides to take time to explain to him what it really means. Playing out a sketchbook, the Soul Reaper explains that there are two types of souls in the world. Souls that are the normal spirits that Ichigo normally sees, and hollow, evil spirits that attack both living and dead souls to devour their souls, which she illustrates. When the Soul Reaper asks him if he had any questions, Ichigo is basically like, what? Why do your drawings suck so bad? Which she promised to draw a mustache on his face with a marker. To his horror, she basically says, "Now listen, Monsieur. Now, how Soul Reapers have two jobs. First is to send the souls to the Soul Society with Konso, as she just did. While the second is to purify Hollow, as she did earlier that day. When another Hollow pursues the dead girl through the streets, Ichigo and also, weirdly, that Ichigo's mustache that the Soul Reaper draws on him mysteriously vanishes in this next shot. We never see Ichigo erase the mustache. He just has it on one shot, and then it's gone on the other. Either terrible manga or terrible anime mistakes. Who knows? It's just very weird. So, yeah. While the Hollow pursues the dead girl through the streets elsewhere, Ichigo asks the Soul Reaper, why was the Hollow she purified earlier was pursuing the dead girl, prompting the Soul Reaper. Bang. Almost got cut up in the script. The Soul Reaper to admit that she does not know because society has yet to grasp everything about the Hollow. While the dead girl trips and falls on the ground, the Hollow reaches out to grab her, but suddenly stops. I think in the manga he actually does eat her, but then he's like, no, hold on. I'm gonna go attack this other scent I'm smelling. See you. But I think in the manga he actually does see her. Yeah. Yeah, he can taste another soul along that of a Soul Reaper. Standing up, the Hollow begins walking in a different direction and roars, causing the windows to explode. Hearing this, Star Ichigo asks the Soul Reaper what that was. When the Soul Reaper knows that there's another Hollow wandering around the area, Star Ichigo tells her to hurry and get rid of it, only for the Soul Reaper to admit that she has not been able to sense it recently and theorizes that there's a powerful force obstructing her senses within the same area. However, Ichigo demands to know if she cannot hear the terrible cries outside and if it's not Hollow. She is after her. Promptly confusedly the Soul Reaper to state that she does not know what she's talking about before stopping in shock and suddenly hearing the Hollow's roar from afar, which she identifies as definitely belonging to a Hollow. Upon appearing crack, screaming Yuzu, the Soul Reaper runs to the door and opens it, only stopping shock when she suddenly finds Fish of the powerful spiritual pressure. While the Soul Reaper wonders how she could not sense an injured Yuzu, who is actually Karin in the manga. I don't know why they swapped them out. In the manga, Ishin's injured, but because Ishin's not in this episode, in the manga, Karin comes in injured and tells Ichigo that Yuzu was captured. But in the anime, they decided for it to be Yuzu who tells Ichigo that Karin is the one who's captured. I don't know why they swapped them. Like why? Like, okay, Ishin, it makes sense why Ishin's not in this episode when he was in the manga, and he definitely could not see Rukia. But still. Yuzu reveals something up to Karin and begs him to save her as she falls unconscious. While kneeling down to check on Yuzu, the Soul Reaper hears Karin crying in pain and runs downstairs. While distraught, Ichigo gets to his knees. The Soul Reaper reaches the ground, and when she sees the Hollow holding Karin. As the Soul Reaper grips Karin, she begs him to stop. The Soul Reaper draws her sword before Ichigo falls down behind her. The Soul Reaper tells Ichigo to stay back, but he instead stands up while calling out to Karin, prompting the Soul Reaper to express surprise at him not being able to move despite the spell she put on him. Seeing the Hollow holding Karin, Ichigo begins screaming in pain and straining against his invisible body, prompting the Soul Reaper to warn him that there's no strength can break them. However, with several floating kanji appear around him and his visible, Ichigo glows with golden light and breaks the Bakudo. Breaks the Kido, the sword behind him. But the Soul Reaper left shocked by a human like Ichigo being able to break through a spell with his own power. Ichigo grabs a folding chair and runs straight to attack the Hollow. Of course, he loses because he literally gets knocked back because of course he does. The Hollow approaches him and declares that he's found Ichigo only for Ichigo to tell him away. Roll away while the Soul Reaper cuts down, roaring in pain. The Hollow drops Karin, who's caught by Ichigo, and disappears from away. As Ichigo frankly calls out to Karin, the Soul Reaper strongly tells him to compose himself before the Hollow has not devoured his sister's souls yet. When Ichigo asks her if she's sure. The story confirms this and notes that fish bone the hollow is seeking out a higher with spiritual pressure. Before realizing that the hollow she purified earlier was not after the dead girl, Ichigo asks what she means. Probably the story explains that his power was completely suppressed until just now. But before saying this question not sense anything about him and why he was never attacked by a hollow before. I think that this must be a conjecture. The story theorized that Ichigo's powers began pouring out due to contact with the dead girl, and that the hollow sensed that his powers to the same to the girl, which makes him their target. With a stunned Ichigo processing it, the hollow returns in front of and reappears in front of the Soul Reaper, prompting her to tell her to stay back. However, he tells her to shut up and asks if it's his fault that the dead girl is attacked and that his sister's lives are in danger. Recalling his sister's in pain, Ichigo runs in front of the hollow. When he asks if he's really after Ichigo, demanding the hollow fight him one-on-one. The roaring hollow roaring extends its neck to devour Ichigo, only for the Soul Reaper to intercept and attack with her body, damaging the hollow's mouth in the process. As he roars back in pain, the Soul Reaper tells it falls to her knees while blood trails behind her. Bring Ichigo for not realizing that he'd be no match for the hollow. The Soul Reaper asks if everything would be over if he just gave the hollow his soul before starting that they will become all his food, food for the hollow. If that happened, while the hollow recovers and narrows his eye, Rukia the Soul Reaper pulls herself to a nearby pole and asks Ichigo if he wants to save his family, which Ichigo can confirm, but asking if there's any way to do so. Affirming it, the Soul Reaper leans back against the pole and points her sword at Ichigo. Oh no, she's right. Before declaring he must become a Soul Reaper himself. Telling how Ichigo must be stabbed by her sword so he can pour his powers into him. While the hollow begins to roar, the sword permits that she does not know if this will work before Storm. Ichigo says, "Give me that blade, Soul Reaper." And the Soul Reaper's like, "My name's not Soul Reaper, it's Rukia Kuchiki." And Ichigo's like, "And my name is Ichigo Kurosaki." And then he stabs the sword into himself, which should probably kill him. But no, it bursts him with all his power. His theme playing his theme number one is instrumentally, of course, is playing in the background, and it's all amazing. Ichigo grabs Rukia's sword. Yeah, pushing through the floor. The hollow has left off with Ichigo having successfully gained Soul Reaper power and a large Zanpakuto of his own. A stunned Rukia, now clad in white outfit, in a white shikisho, notes that Ichigo took all of her powers despite her only meaning to give him half of it. Wonders who even is Ichigo Kurosaki. As Ichigo charges at the hollow, while Rukia states in disbelief that she has never met a human with enough spiritual pressure to confuse her senses, even though strength to breathe through a binding spell and enough power to make himself so large as his own body. Ichigo cuts off the hollow's right leg, declares that it's time he will pay for hurting his family. Before slashing enough to cut the hollow and disintegrate it, with Ichigo calmly standing on the streets afterwards. Ending the episode! Yeah, so this was the first episode of Bleach, and the first episode of my reviewing every episode of Bleach until 1,000 Year Blood War. Yeah. And with 1,000-Year Blood War almost finished, with 1,000-Year Blood War Core 3 almost finished, and the final core coming out next year, I don't think we'll be done by that point, but still, setting myself a goal to review every episode of Bleach, main canons, fillers, random episodes. Even we'll have the Soul Illustrated Guide to Soul Reaper segments at the bottom. And also Ronco Encyclopedia. So yeah, hopefully you join me for this big journey, because yeah, we're going through it all. I will never, if you ask me to do One Piece, no, I will never do One Piece. And as I'm a big One Piece fan, I am not going through 111,000 episodes. Like, Naruto is fine, but not, like, Bleach and Naruto is fine, but One Piece is too long. I will watch One Piece on my own, but I will never review it because it's too long. I'm sorry, One Piece fans, but Bleach and Naruto would be the only show I'd actually consider doing, because at least they are not long. At least they are not long. Bleach only has 366 episodes in its original run. And I don't know how many 1,000-Year Blood War will have by the time it ends. But I will never, ever do One Piece, because the fact is, as a One Piece fan myself, I just don't want to sit through and review 111,000 episodes. I love One Piece. I'm a big fan, but I will never review it because it's too long. It's probably never ending. One Piece will probably be older than will probably be still on when robots arrive. When the AI takes over, do you know what we still be running? One Piece. Because of course I'm just joking. Of course One Piece is not gonna be on when we're all dead, when we're not all alive. But still, like, it's not gonna, the robots will be of course I'm joking. One Piece is not gonna be on for years to come. Of course it's gonna end at some point, but when? Just when? How can a show run from 1999 to 2025? Like, that is insane. At least Bleach ran from 2006 to 2020 to 2025. At least that's how long Bleach ran until. But One Piece and Naruto has run from 2002 to 2023, because Two Blue Vortex is not aired yet. So, anime is not aired yet. It's currently airing the manga, but it has an anime yet. I wonder when that's gonna have an anime. And I wonder when JoJo Part 7 is gonna have an anime, because that's been the most anticipated thing of all time, because the manga is popular, so I don't know why they're not great. I don't know why Steel Ball Run has not been aired yet. But hopefully, I hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, I'll see you next time for Bleach Season 1, Episode 2 of Soul Reaper's work. Blanca! Huh? I'm Ichigo Karasaki, Substance Soul Reaper, with this big sword. Substance Soul Reaper with this. I will use this. Say my threats. See you next time.